All right, we are on our last day here at Ohayocon here in 2009, and I have sitting next to you Mr. Brett Weaver.
Hello.
Hello. So, how's the con been? You know, it's Sunday.
It has been, actually, this has been a pretty eventful convention for me. I don't usually work as much as I did this time, and what's funny is I don't really have anything to sell. So
Yeah, but they keep you guests very busy.
Oh sure, That's actually kind of unusual.
Right.
A lot of conventions they think, well, we're going to have you come out, but we don't want you to work too much. It's like, well, that's what we're here for. We're ready to go. Let's do this.
So you tired? You actually have gotten some sleep?
I've gotten sleep. My voice is shredded.
Yeah. Your voice was shredded Friday night.
Yeah, well, that's because I sang with the Voices for Peace,
yeah.
or Voices for Tolerance. You know, or as I said at the roast, Voices for Pitch Correction. So then Jan hit me.
By the way, laughed my butt off.
Oh, good. We can't talk too much about that.
Well, a little bit.
It was funny.
It was great.
That's what I was told.
I almost peed my pants a couple times.
But that wasn't
was
because
good.
it was funny. She just
Yeah.
had to go to the bathroom. So
Drink a lot of water. What can I say?
she
You know.
hydrates.
Yeah. Yeah. No. How has Ohayocon changed since you were here in 2001?
Is it 2001?
2001, the first one.
Well, it's changed a lot. I mean, like people who were I was real tight with friends I don't see anymore. Obviously, we're in Columbus now. I was Cleveland last time we were here. There were no wrestlers this time, which there were WWF wrestlers.
Although we did have cheerleaders here.
The cheerleaders, and
But
by
they
the
were
way,
like this tall.
that has been awesome because just in the elevator coming down, there was a bunch of cheerleaders that got in, and they're like, and the doors open, and there was anime people, and cosplayers.
On their faces
And they closed.
priceless.
They closed the doors closed, and they were like, and of course I'm kind of incognito a little bit, I guess. And they was like, oh my God, can you believe the people dressed like that? I'm like, yeah, and they're in their cheerleader outfits, right? They're going to competition. I'm like, yeah, isn't that weird when people all dress the same and try to do these things, routines all the same? Isn't that weird? And they're like, you're one of them, aren't you? It's like, as a matter of fact, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I was like, but isn't it awesome? I mean, here's a convention where this convention has been great in contrast, because there was the anime people. There's the Dare to Share.
All the Jesus people.
And so, yesterday morning.
High five to Jesus.
Word up to Jesus. Yeah, but
Buddy Christ.
I'm walking.
Sorry.
I'm walking through the convention center, and there's this little 19-year-old girl in a flesh-colored bra and a mesh shirt on, and she's got the makeup and the cat ears and the collar, and the boyfriend's leading her along, which is an anime character, right? And so she's leading him on, and then we, as we walk by cheerleaders, and then there's people praising God in this huge auditorium, and I was like, this is awesome. This is what it's all about right here.
Love it.
It's the best.
Now, have you pretty much seen every angle of the anime industry over the past 12 years?
Yeah, some I don't even want to talk about. It's just,
That bad?
No, really, the one thing I haven't seen, like, in the studio, I haven't really been a part of, has been, like, the lolly kind of thing, which I'm glad I'm not part of, the Lolita thing. But, I mean, because being a baritone,
Totally just throws it all
yeah,
off.
they.
Sorry.
I don't get to do the boy shows, because it's not like I'd be like, oh, Steven, hug me, because then the girls are like, no, that's not the way pairing are supposed to be. They're supposed to be like girls. It's like, I don't get that. So okay, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, what were some of your favorite moments when you recorded Macross?
Oh, well, there's the last line. That's one of my favorite. I really, the line that really made me laugh was when it's a dream sequence, or it's a flashback, where Claudia's remembering Roy, basically not really stalking her, but just trying to get with her, and he's totally a jackass. But then he calls her late at night before he's going to go on his flight, and he's telling her, hey, I just want to call you. What are you doing? And she's like, I'm sleeping. It's 4 a.m. And I was like, well, just want to know how are you doing, and just tell. She was like, where are you? He goes, don't worry, it's not like I'm stalking you or anything. And she's like, where are you? Like, just outside your apartment. That was one of my favorite parts of the show.
Now, I've heard you also play drums in a band.
Yes, I do.
Has music always been a part of your life as well?
Well, yeah. In fact, music is more my passion than acting. Which a lot of people are like, but why? Because this is fun. That's why I do it, okay? Actually, last year, I haven't played music in quite a while.
Okay.
And last year, I turned 42, and I saw that people are doing rock and roll, and, even Matt Greenfield was telling me, the only way you can go and do stuff is to go do it.
Yeah,
quit saying,
say that you're going to do it.
Quit saying you're going to do something. Go do it. And I was like, well, there's no reason why I can't start a band. I live in Austin. There's a band on every street corner. Why? There's clubs everywhere. There's no reason why I can't just go.
Right.
And so I just, hey, you want to be in my band? You too. And it ended up there. We're all between the ages of like 26 and 42, so
nice.
We're called the Cryptids, and I think I'm the Sasquatch of the Cryptids. I play the drums, and we're coming along. It's been a year together, and of course there's the drum group that I've been in for 6 years, and that's just fun side stuff. And it's like, oh, belly dancers, I'll play. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can dance for you.
Well, there we go.
Sweet. All right. Now, tell us about some of your adventures in pretending to be an outdoorsman.
Well, there was the fun time that I went to Ohayocon 3 years ago, I think. It all blends together. But I was in Alaska.
Okay.
And we stayed there extra time and went up to Denali National Park, where Mount McKinley is, but everybody knows it as Denali now because that's the cool thing to do.
Right.
And the weird thing about it is where the train comes in, where everybody goes. That's like everybody comes in on the train, and then they get off, and they stay within 2 miles of the train station. Well, Denali is huge.
Right.
In fact, to get to the true wilderness part, you have to drive 15 miles in. And then from there, you can't drive. You have to take the bus.
Okay.
And they drop you off, and there are no trails.
You just have to fend for yourself.
Figure it out, yeah. And they're like,
Nice.
we'll come back in a couple of days, and whatever's left of you, we'll pick up and take back.
You're still surviving. And
So we didn't do that.
Frozen.
And, EK and I didn't do that. We went to the 15-mile mark, and we got to see ptarmigans, which are like partridges.
Really?
Yeah, they sound like, it really does sound like they're going, Brett, get out, get out, get out, get out. So there's that. We saw some stoner dude walk around and chase a mew gull around. He was like, hey, come here. And the mew's like, could you leave me alone, please? But there's these great trails, and at the time that we were there in July, the sun goes down at 2 a.m.
Right.
So it's 10 o'clock at night, and we're walking through this trail, and we hear a cheep, cheep. I'm like, is that a bird? Cheep. What the hell is that? And we just keep walking on the trail. Cheep. What the hell is that? There's an Arctic ground squirrel that looks like the chipmunk from Caddyshack, right? Sitting on a rock. And it's probably from me to about 6 to 10 feet, right?
Okay.
And he's just sitting there. Cheep! I'm like, what? And he's like, cheep! And I was like, look, dude, I'm not doing anything to I'm talking to the damn Arctic ground squirrel. I'm not doing anything to you. Will you just leave? Look, I'm coming that way whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I was like, so deal with it. And I swear to God, he goes, and he crawls down and comes to the path, looks at me, and it's almost like he flipped me off and just went into the bush. My wife's like, did that actually just happen? I was like, yeah, it did. That's crazy.
Nice.
So
nice.
that was my wild animal
Outdoorsman.
connection. Yes.
Now, you mentioned your wife, EK.
Yes.
Now, how has she been doing on her original graphic novel?
Well, we're aiming for August to be done.
Okay.
We have a preview, a 3-chapter preview. That's you can get on the website www.bigbigtruck.com. Dashes between the bigs, big-truck.com.
Okay.
We're trying to set up a thing so people can buy some of the merchandise for the thing. It's a story about 2 guys that drive from San Francisco, California, to Providence, Rhode Island. It's a road thing,
Gotcha.
but there's more to it. I've helped with some of the characterization and the pacing. She's done everything else. So it's really her.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm just like,
You're just
yeah,
your
that's
little touches in there to help.
yeah,
out.
that's good. You know, like I changed. They're like, hey, you know what would be a better way to say it? And she's like, oh, dude. And so that's how I've
What age
helped.
range is this for?
Probably 13. Well, it is. No, it's really more of an adult. It's not like dirty or anything, or maybe it is. I don't know. You have to read it. You know, the way I see it is, my wife is like the Jackie Chan of comic book writing, in that Jackie Chan, you know, Jackie Chan, when he kicks someone's ass, he can't just kick their ass.
He has to really kick.
No,
their
he
ass.
has to. You can kick this person's ass, but you have to use this chair. You can only use you can kick this person's ass, but you have to use this tricycle. You know, there's always like a limitation. You can't just beat him up. Oh, but you're tied to a tree. No, you've got a goat chewing on your leg, but you got to kick this guy's ass, right? Well,
That's true.
my wife is kind of like that with comic books. It's like it could have been a perfectly mainstream comic book, but she had to throw some stuff in there to give it the challenge the person.
Gotcha.
To say you got to get past this part. If you can get past this part,
And it's all good to go.
then it's a great story. You know, yes, one of the characters is gay, but if you can get past, if you're fine with that, it's a great story to read.
Okay.
So, the not so epic adventures of TJ and Amal. Yes.
Okay.
So come to the website, look at it. We got the posters. That's really why I'm here, is to promote my wife.
Promote her. Okay.
Yeah.
And the roast.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, screw Matt Greenfield.
All right. Now, are there any upcoming or current events that you can tell us about that you're working on?
I'm doing a lot of stuff. Well, I'm doing a lot of I call up Funimation and go, hey, I'm going to be in town. You guys want me for something? I did some stuff for One Piece. I've done some stuff for Baldric? No. I can't remember it, but it's the one that has to do. I can't remember. No, not Basilisk. It's something else, and of course, being how much of a winner I am, I remember everything that I'm in. But I am working on producing a play right now. And if you're watching this and you're going to be in Austin in May, I'm doing the Complete Works of Shakespeare abridged.
Nice.
It's the Reduced Shakespeare Company's version. No.
Nice.
And I'm producing it, and it's 2 other guys that are award-winning actors and me. So
Come on now.
it should be fun. Well, I've won a voice acting award, but that's it, for 1 month a long time ago.
But you know what? It's better than nothing at all.
Oh, okay. Somebody bought me a beer once for being a voice actor, so that's probably a better award to me.
And people know you when you go to cons?
Well, no, not anymore. I had just at the beginning of the convention, someone's like, "You're a voice actor, yeah. Well, what have you been in?" I was like, "Well, I was in Sorcerer Hunters. I was in Nadesco. I was in Evangelion." And he goes, "No, something relevant." I was like, "Oh, jeez." something major. I was like, yeah, he's like, no, relevant, major. And I was like, really?